All right, so I put the wound on him. This is just quick and dirty. This is if you don't have time to put on latex with all the glue and all that. So, and stage makeup. So this you just slap on there, and now it's on there, and then we put a shirt on him. And now, keep it on there. And that's it, come over here. So there. Voila. So, what was the thing I said? Medical gloves. Now, if you don't have it, and I see this wound, you know, obviously I'll tear it open if all else. But, you know, we don't have time to unbutton stuff, so do it like a paramedic. Reach under there and just get the, and you do it all the way.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so that way you can see the wound. Now, so we have a wound here. This is the only one we're going to worry about. This would be a gunshot wound. This would be like from a bomb or a slice with a knife. You're going to take your gauze, and I just cut it into 1 meter strips. And now obviously, if you have a lot of it, you could wrap it and you can do it tight. That's fine. But if this is, you know, this stops the blood from different companies, it will stop it 50% faster. You rip it out of it and stick it in there. But this is just regular gauze. And I literally, because it goes all the way to the bone, I literally start stuffing the wound. And I'll put it in there, maybe more if I need it. Now, I have my second strip because we want to, if this is all I've got, if gauze is all I've got, then what I'm going to do is wrap it. And you're going to wrap it tight. And you can put more pressure on it, and voila. All right, this is what I was talking about. This is much nicer. This is the emergency bandage. And this is used, of course, for training. But you undo it, make sure it doesn't touch the ground. And it's gonna come out of the package, obviously. Much nicer. But there's the pad. You stick it on, and you can see it's a fairly big pad. And you wrap it around once. Stick it through the D-ring. And then you go the opposite way. And that's what's going to give it the leverage. And once you get to the end, there's a little clip, both sides, and you could just clip it to the bandage on one side, on the other, and voila, I go to the next victim. If he's still bleeding out, that's when I get my tourniquet. Blue is for training. And of course this one is ready to go. You always want it out of the package, you always want it ready to go, so all you have to do is just go like that, and it's big enough for a leg, but it's going to go on his arm. But if I can't stop the bleeding and it's just coming out, or he's missing part of it, then I'll just slip it over. Yeah, above. Now normally you do it up just above the wound, which is what you try to do, see if it will stop. If that doesn't stop the bleeding, then you'll have to go above the joint. But we don't want to, because sometimes tourniquets can damage the cells and stuff, so I want to do it just above the wound. But the problem is the artery goes in between the two bones, so it might not work here, but give it a try. That's why we have multiple tourniquets. But if all else fails, like he said, go high. You can never go wrong with that, right? And if I don't have time to monitor this and see if it's still bleeding, I've got other victims, then I'm like, you know what, high is guaranteed. So let's say I can't stop the bleeding, then you just pull it, and it has Velcro, wrap it, it depends. Now for training, I say, he'll tap out when it hurts.
Don't tell him that. His arm's gonna be purple.
It splits up. Okay, once you get it tight, you stick the windlass in there. Now you pull this tab, it's there. So very simple, and now the bleeding should be cut off. And I have this is again why we wear light colored gloves, because if I'm patting him down and I'm searching before we did this, or maybe I want to check for secondary, now I can see it on there. But if I have black gloves, which you should not wear, black gloves, okay, they're great for cleaning and stuff like that, but the problem is I'm not going to see the blood. So always go with lighter colors. And
you gonna take that off?
Oh, huh? All right. So this is actually, believe it or not, this is what hospitals use for tourniquet. They don't get all fancy and they don't have all that. And pull out your arm. They'll just tighten it real tight, and then pull, and then when it's as tight as they've got it, then they can just tie it or secure it. And it will cut off the circulation. So, and of course you can imagine, very inexpensive, right? But they have they have some that tactical teams will use. It comes in a bigger roll, and it's a darker color, and it's thicker, like maybe an inch or two. And the good thing about it is you can unroll it and then flatten it out, and now you can have it in a change pocket or something, and it doesn't take up any space. So this is actually, I got this from a trauma nurse, and this is it. This is the product right here. So you can imagine how many you can have for very low cost. And yet it will do the same thing. But the good thing about the professional or military police style is durable, not going to come undone. You could, roughhouse them. And the bandage here, as you can see, covers a lot of area. And that can substitute as a tourniquet, which I did use one time. I actually used this on a lady who lost most of her leg. It was just hanging on by some skin. And that's what I had on hand, and I used it, and it worked fine. A tourniquet on it, and it saved her life because she was bleeding out. So anyway, so what I want you guys to do. So everybody in the military and law enforcement, they do this kind of training all the time. It's you martial artists that need to start including combat first aid, because after all, in a conflict, there are wounds, injuries, bleeding, gore, and you've got to start learning how to deal with it. Until the next time, be a hard target.